Hello friends. Are you ready to learn about something really cool and exciting? It's called the theory of relativity, and it was invented by a very smart man named Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein was a really smart man who lived a long time ago, in the early 1900s. He was a scientist who came up with lots of amazing ideas that changed the way we think about the world. Einstein was born in Germany, but he later moved to Switzerland to go to school. He was a really curious and creative kid, and he loved asking questions about how things worked. When he was a teenager, he started reading books about math and science, and he was especially interested in physics. When Einstein was older, he became a professor and a researcher. He did a lot of experiments and observations, and he came up with lots of new ideas and theories. One of his most famous ideas is the theory of relativity. First, let's talk about what relative means. Have you ever noticed that sometimes things look different depending on where you're standing? For example, if you're sitting in a car and another car passes you, it might look like it's going really fast. But if you're standing still and watching the same car, it might not look as fast. That's because speed is relative, meaning it depends on your point of view. Now let's talk about time. You know how we use clocks to measure time? Well, Einstein realized that time is also relative. That means that time can seem to pass faster or slower depending on where you are and how fast you're moving. Imagine you and your friend each have a clock. If you both stay in the same place, your clocks will tick at the same rate. But if one of you starts running really fast or flying in a spaceship, their clock will tick slower than the clock of the person who stayed still. This might sound crazy, but scientists have actually tested it and it's true. Another important part of the theory of relativity is gravity. You know how when you drop a ball, it falls to the ground? That's because of gravity. Einstein realized that gravity is actually the result of objects with mass warping space around them. So when you drop a ball, it's not just falling because of gravity, it's falling because the space around it is curved. One way to think about this is to imagine a trampoline. If you put a heavy ball in the middle of a trampoline, it will make a big dent in the fabric. If you roll a smaller ball near the big ball, it will roll towards the dent, just like how things are attracted to each other because of gravity. The theory of relativity also tells us that nothing can travel faster than the speed of light. Light is incredibly fast. It can travel around the Earth 7.5 times in 1 second. If you're in a spaceship trying to go faster than the speed of light, you just can't do it. It's like trying to run faster than the fastest runner in the world. It's just not possible. One of the most famous equations in the theory of relativity is E equals mc squared. This might look like a bunch of letters and numbers, but it's actually a really important equation. It means that energy, E, and mass, m, are two different ways of measuring the same thing. So if you have a lot of mass, you also have a lot of energy. The theory of relativity has also helped us understand things like black holes. Black holes are super dense objects that have so much gravity that not even light can escape them. Einstein's theory helped us understand how black holes form and how they behave. Even though the theory of relativity is a really big idea, we actually use it every day without even realizing it. For example, have you ever used a GPS to help you find your way to a new place? GPS uses the theory of relativity to help figure out where you are and how to get where you're going. And have you ever heard of X-rays or MRI scans that doctors use to look inside your body? The theory of relativity helps us understand how those machines work and how they can help keep us healthy. Finally, have you ever heard of energy, like the kind that makes your house light up and your toys work? The theory of relativity helps us understand how energy is made and how we can use it to power our world. So even though the theory of relativity sounds like a big and complicated idea, it actually helps us do lots of really important and useful things in our everyday lives. There you have it, the theory of relativity explained in an easy to understand and fun way. Remember, everything is relative, even time and space. And always remember to keep asking questions and exploring the world around you, just like Albert Einstein did. Maybe one day you'll come up with your own theory that changes the world. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like, subscribe buttons and the notification bell so you can join the Simplify squad.